So as higher education in the United States diversifies, so too must the educators. We have to be prepared for an increasing variety of learners and learning contexts. One thing this means, I think, is that we have to make our learning context real. We have to think about application, and we have to think about how learners will take what they learn and apply it, both in terms of so-called book smarts, but also what people have, I think, erroneously called soft skills, because they're so important. Being able to solve problems, to work in teams, to communicate effectively, especially as the world gets smaller and smaller, as technology becomes more ubiquitous. We can be anywhere at any time, and we can be working with anybody across the globe. We need to be prepared for those cultural and linguistic differences that we're going to face in our day-to-day jobs.
The biggest challenge was that we needed to have a better way of placing students. We also needed to have a way to have our curriculum, our assessment, and student learning outcomes unified. Having a paper-based test meant that some basic level learners would feel uncomfortable, and so we looked at computer adaptive testing. So that way it really is following the student rather than making everyone take exactly the same test. This is when we came across the Pearson placement test. We realized that it was attached to the global scale of English, which kind of was exciting for us.
The global scale of English was introduced to us as a way to track the students' progress. So the students are tested beginning of the semester as they are placed, mid-semester, and at the end, and it's a great tool for them to see the progress that they make.
I would say that students' expectations are changing, that they're learning English for professional purposes and not just for the sake of learning English. One of the things that we are doing here at Salem State, and we'll be using the global scale of English to help us do, is to establish courses that are geared toward professionals and not just academic English.
We realized that we needed to adapt to be able to change from a general English program to more of an academic preparation program, as well as to bring in English for specific purpose type courses. I think the global scale of English kind of fit with what we were trying to do because it offers 3 different options. We have English for academic learners, English for professionals, as well as English for adults, which is another area that we just realized that we needed to add to our evening program so that we can serve working adults that are English language learners in our community. We actually did some cross-referencing with other standards as well, including the college and career readiness standards, which actually helped identify and validate the work that we've begun.
What I really like is the fact that you can choose the type of learners and also the skill, grammar, listening, speaking, etc. And they will give us the can-do statements or the objectives that each student will need in order to make progress to the next level.
I select Salem State University to study English because in the first place, for the reputation I heard about the place. So it led me to inquire more about the English program. And when I did so, I like a lot the teaching methods they have and also the way they embrace technology to evaluate their students and to make the process more natural, not as stressful.
The teacher toolkit that the Global Scale of English provides has been welcomed by, I think, all of our instructors. They are able to look at the assessment results, so every instructor has access to the results of our students. So when they are planning the full semester, they're able to look at the GSE levels, adjust the teacher toolkit slider so that they can get an idea of specific learning objectives that maybe they should be incorporating for that particular group or a particular individual student. So I feel like we're able to now personalize learning. It has really changed the way that our teachers are viewing lesson planning, as well as the way that they are assessing the students. So we're switching to performance-based assessment, and I think that the students appreciate that because this really turns the learning experience into something that is authentic. They're actually interviewing other students. They also have even created a film project where the students were presenting about the program, and I think we're starting to see the beginning of something much bigger. Our instructors, after implementing the global scale of English, I feel that they're actually able to communicate with one another because we're using the same scale.
The global scale of English helps assess the strengths and weaknesses of various textbooks, and we have been looking into that and using the GSE for that. And it helps us develop a unified curriculum, and it's also helps us with a unified assessment mechanism. And for the students, it provides a roadmap. They can see where they are now, where they want to go, how they're going to get there. By using the GSE, we've discovered that we can redesign the curriculum that will meet the student needs.
We're very pleased that we actually have a very comprehensive system in place. We have aligned placement tests, progress tests to the global scale of English. And with that, we're able to choose course books that also are in alignment so that we can make decisions in a very short period of time without needing to second guess ourselves.